All right, welcome to another day at Virginia Golf Cars. Still here with Luke. And today we're going to talk about how do you stay grounded while you're getting momentum. Okay, so we talked about the first 30 days. We talked about mindset. How do you get some momentum? I once heard you're never as bad as you look when you don't have momentum, and you're never as good as you look when you do have momentum. So if you're struggling right now, it's probably because you don't have the momentum. So tell us a little bit, Luke, about how did you get some momentum starting off?
I grounded myself to the earth, my feet in the sands, and then I had motivation. Motivation to make it successful.
I would just skip to the motivation part. Yeah, I would skip to the motive. I had to find ways to get motivated.
Yeah, it's motivation. It's realizing that you have another business and you have to make it work because you committed to it, and it's on the line. So just taking your tool set of knowledge and information skills and all that fun stuff and applying it to the business and seeing how far you can go with it. And yeah.
So you didn't have time to get stuck in thinking. You had to go. You had to make moves because you had other things that were relying on you to be productive while you were here.
Yeah.
So if somebody kind of walked into a new opportunity, a new season, and they feel like they have all the time in the world, that's probably a pretty dangerous thing when it comes to momentum.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to fully submerge yourself into it. And just, I would say the first 4 weeks, it's going to be overwhelming and crazy. But just think about, it's like an elephant, right? You don't eat the elephant in one huge bite. You got to take small little bites to it. So one day it might be a big bite, which is going to be overwhelming. And then other days it's going to be smaller bites. But by the time you get to the end of the elephant, you retire. That's how it works.
Has anybody ever ate a whole elephant? I mean,
I don't think you have enough time. I think it would rot out.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe a tribe has.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure where that phrase came from,
Yeah.
but you do hear it a lot.
It's just something very large.
Exactly right.
Small bits to take over the large. So submerge yourself in it. The first 4 weeks is just going to be you're drowning, literally, in a sense of knowledge, information, new things, and then you start to realize, okay, I've solved that problem. I've figured out this problem. We've implemented this system. We've changed this system, and then those systems and those changes and implementations will allow you to start floating up. And then magically a motorboat appears with the engine on it, and then you can just start cruising the ocean.
Yeah, I think about it like learning Spanish. I have no attention span for Duolingo. Like it's on my phone, but it's not part of the priorities of my day. But then when I go to Spain and I'm there for 7 days, I pick up a lot because I
can't wait to go.
Oh, you're coming with us next year?
I can't wait.
I am just immersed in the culture and the people and the conversation, and you just pick it up. So you got to dive in. If you want momentum, you got to dive in. All right, I got 3 questions for you today. Here's question number 1. What's a new habit that you had to develop to stay focused while you're here in this building?
What are habits?
Habits.
Yes.
What are habits?
I don't have habits.
Habits are things you do consistently and routinely to get you where you want to go.
Show up here at 8 o'clock in the morning and figure it out. That's my habit at this moment. And make sure I've got coffee, because that's solving a lot of problems.
So brew coffee.
Brew coffee.
And show up.
And show up. Yeah, that's it.
Brew coffee, show up, and see what shows up. Is that your strategy?
I hope not a lot shows up, because then I get overwhelmed. I don't get overwhelmed easily, but that's a lot. No, I'm by nature not a habitual person. Did I use that word in correct context? Maybe.
We'll go with it.
We'll go with it. So I like habits. I think, I forget the book. I think we all create bad habits or negative habits per se, naturally. We naturally will wake up and go sit on the sofa and scroll our phone, and then you get frustrated because you're doing that and you realize, I need to get up and go, instead of sitting on the phone on the sofa in the mornings, I need to go do exercise or whatever be the case. So changing that natural habit is, I think everyone struggles with. So I think it's just saying, hey, I've got to show up here at 8 and I got to just get involved and figure it out. And then the other thing is on the back end when you get home is saying, okay, now I've got other work I got to do. So I can't just go chill out in the pool or go hang out with friends or whatever be the case, go to soccer games with this guy. I've got to go home and edit, or I've got to go do the other different things. So
He did cancel on me the
Yeah.
other night for a soccer game because he needed to edit. See, that's priorities. That's
Yeah.
making sure you were doing the right habits that you need.
I think
to
that
do.
was the biggest thing, is just changing priorities. Because before I had this business, like my day was very fluid. Like I can do this or I can run over here and do this, and I just knew time management was greater or less at that time. But now it's more crucial with this.
Well, that brings me to my second question,
Good.
which is how do you prioritize when everything feels urgent in a new venture?
You run around like a crazy person and scream. That's what you do. What was the question again? Sorry.
How do you prioritize when everything feels urgent inside of a new venture?
Take lots of notes. Sticky pads are your friends, I think, at this moment in my 8 weeks. And I'm fantastic at delegation. I feel really good at delegation. But the problem is at this moment, I don't know what to delegate to whom yet because I'm still learning everything. So I'm taking on the approach that I need to be heavily involved with almost every aspect of the business. So that way, 6 months from now, when my technician comes to me or my manager comes to me and says, hey, these are the issues going on, I already know from a little bit of experience, these are some of the outcomes. So it's an easy, if I have to make a decision at that moment, then I can be, okay, replace it with these batteries, or let's go ahead and do this. Because I already know, I've already swam in that water in a sense. So yeah, so everything is a priority at this moment. It's just balancing the, like I was telling Reese, another one, every 15 minutes is a priority, because to me it's a priority because I don't know what isn't a priority.
Right.
So every 15 minutes something's changing, the text coming in, this is what we got to do here. I'm like, oh, what do we got to do? We got to order parts? Like, where do you go order parts at? And then you got to figure that out. And then the repetition of doing these things over and over again will create systems and create ways to where it's not a priority anymore. It's a, hey, store manager, go do this, or hey, tech, go do this, or hey, do that. Or they begin to know, or you build your team to say, hey, you can handle this, go handle that, and stuff like that. So.
But one of the things I heard in what you were just explaining there is you're also looking long range at what is the result? Like, what is the outcome we're looking for here?
Yeah, the outcome is I get out of here. Like, let someone else. I stay involved, but like I have a manager.
Right.
Yeah, that's the big outcome.
But even on some of the short-term things that you're working on, what outcome are we looking for? Because you're right, in a new venture, you don't always know what you don't know. And so you need to see, hey, what are we looking for outcome-wise here? Let's make a decision that gets us closer to that outcome.
Yeah.
So you're going to prioritize things that have bigger consequences or bigger benefits getting to that outcome. And your brain's constantly going through, is this going to help us get there? Is this going to help us move? Is this going to move us away further? And then you've got to make decisions split of the moment sometimes.
Yeah, it's understanding what's going on and then using life's experiences and life that I've lived now to say this is the right direction, or this is a better direction, or YouTube or ChatGPT for some other context or certain things, and
Tools.
using
Many
the
tools you can get in.
Yeah.
Connect the dots with your experience, use the tools, and be okay at the end of the day knowing you're not always going to make the right decision.
Just make it up as you go. Like my manager, he's not that way. He's like, it's frustrating seeing you like just make up things as you go. You don't really know what you're doing. I was like, the key to success in that is everyone else needs to see that you know what you're doing, but behind the scenes, whenever the door's shut, you're figuring out how to make it work. You know, like, yeah, we're gonna do this. Let's go in that particular direction. Get into the closet or the office, shut the door. What do we do? How do we sort this out? And then you come back out of it like, this is the direction we're going, guys. You know.
It's a principle called act as if. Act as if you knew what you were doing, and then go figure it out. Now the problem lies in acting as if and then being lazy about doing the work.
Yeah.
That's where you're going to end up with a lot of problems. But if you're saying yes and then figuring out the opportunity, making sure you have the bandwidth to do the research and to navigate the challenge, you can achieve a lot and you can attract more opportunity. Okay, third question. What's something small you've done consistently that has made a big difference here at the store?
The first thing that pops in my mind is encouraging the employees. Like, anytime there's change with anything, any organization, especially if there's been a lot of change potentially with an organization or minimal change, the employees that stick around are already filling out the change. Do I like this new person, this new owner, manager, operator? Do I like the job that I'm doing? Is this now a time for me to exit? Do I stay and see what's going to happen with this person and the direction of this business like for the next 6 weeks? And then do I do an exit? Or is there a positive change to this where now I feel really good about this business and I want to stay, and now I see a bigger vision and a dream and want to put my all into it? Because I think people people are complacent and get lazy at certain points of their businesses and employment. And a lot of that has to do with leadership. But if you can bring in good, positive leadership, encourage those that are working for you, and then share the vision right out at the get-go. Like, hey, I'm brand new, but here's where I want to go with it. I may not understand everything, but I want to go here. And do you want to go with me? And if you want to do that, then I'm willing to go with you, ride or die. Like back in the 90s, Ride or Die, Volume 3. That was a good CD back in the day.
No idea what he's talking about.
It's rap music.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
But that's what I would say is all those things. That was good, right?
That was.
No,
that was good.
stamp of approval from Reese.
Yeah, that was good. I think, to your point, so many times people view change or transition as an exit ramp, as, okay, this is my time to leave. And I think a new leader coming in, it is vitally important that they give vision and encouragement. In fact, if you haven't seen the Energy Bus series, we went chapter by chapter through the Energy Bus. Luke watched every video, which set him up for success right here. Luke was like, are we still on the Energy Bus? We were on the Energy Bus chapter by chapter, and it really talks about bringing vision and bringing encouragement, because that's how you're going to turn something around. That's how you're going to turn a transition around. And remember, it's not that the transition is necessarily bad. It's that some people just view things changing as bad. And that can really hurt the attitude within an organization.
Yeah.
When you come in and you're encouraging, you come in and you're casting vision, you're inviting them on your bus, and you can make some big changes. Well, we have spent 3 days here at Virginia Golf Cars. We're going to come back later on, and we're going to check in on how this place is going, how Luke is expanding the brand and the recognition, and we'll see his truck driving all around town. But Luke, if you had to leave us with a final thought about stepping into a new opportunity, a new season, what would you tell him?
Just jump. Just jump. See what happens.
Just jump. Don't overthink it.
Yeah. But make ssure your wife knows. I mean, that's a lesson learned in the past. My wife knew this time, but yeah, jump. Don't be afraid, but don't be an unwise steward with that and just jump and not count the cost. Because there's a cost to everything you do. There's a consequence to every single choice we make.
Right.
It's just, is that consequence going to be a good thing or a bad thing? Or is it going to really affect much? Can we do something, dabble in it a little bit, see what happens, and then pull back and still be okay monetarily, financially, stuff like that?
All right. I really think you could take some of these insights and you can use them and to move into your next season. Thanks, Luke, for sitting down with us.
Yep.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Peace.